These people all have a similar story to tell about addiction.
I was addicted to some prescription drugs. I'd gone through a lot of stresses in my life, problems at work. I thought I could control it. It got out of hand.
I remember riding down the road fixing to take the first hit of crack cocaine of the day. And I remember saying to myself, well, it's time to get stupid.
My blood pressure got so bad where my nose was bleeding, and I was tying my shoes and looked down, blood was everywhere.
They were all slowly but surely being destroyed by addiction, and it looked as if they could share the same tragic fate one day. But instead, they now have something else in common. They've all experienced a life-saving change, and it's for the better, thanks to the Wisdom in Living Life ministry. Wisdom in Living Life offers the best hope for those struggling with addiction, alcohol, or drugs. Even better, it offers more than just recovery. It takes them beyond recovery.
Transformation is what is called for, not recovering, because you will never recover, because it'll be something you always try to do in your life, but you can be transformed.
And between the counsel that I got from Mr. Freeman and the rest of the staff there, it turned me around.
I had sin in my life, and until I totally surrendered over to God and said, you know what, I can't do this on my own. You have to do this. You have to change me. And that's exactly what he did.
Our focus is not to teach people to stay clean and sober, and that sounds kind of funny, awkward when you're talking about working in the area of drugs and alcohol. But our goal, my goal, is to teach people how to live. And if you teach them how to live, you can't do the other.
And that's the difference. Beyond Recovery doesn't teach you how to live with an addiction. Instead, it teaches you how to live. It's a Christian, Bible-based alternative that seeks to solve the real core problem that addicts face and honestly deal with what addiction really is. And that is sin.
I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to listen to God, and I ran as far away from him as I could. And eventually one day I woke up and I was like, wow, this is pretty far away from him. This is pretty far away from him.
There'll always be a void in it. That's why you're doing drugs and alcohol to begin with, to fill a void that can only be filled by Christ.
We want people to see that we are an alternative, and our goal is to take people beyond recovery.
It's just a change in attitude, and everything about what you do, what you think, it just changes you. I believe that the change comes from Jesus Christ. Every day I don't wake up thinking about drugs. That's gone. I mean, he took that away from me, and I could have done a lot of things without him, but getting over this was not one of them.
Some folks say they don't want to hear that, but the deal is, until you have a right relationship with the Lord, you'll never live life.
The things that he have given me, the joy and the peace in my life and the confidence of who I am, it's nothing that could change that. There's nothing that could change it.
When individuals turn their lives over to the healing power of Jesus Christ, they are definitely transformed, and that's a direct benefit to them. But think for a moment. Think about the larger benefits to society if we can truly help those that have been trapped, not only by drugs, but also by a legal system that struggles to find a permanent solution.
As a trial judge, I became frustrated over the years because the reality is illegal drugs, including alcohol and street drugs, drives the criminal justice system. Probably 70–80% of all the crimes that are done somehow at some level involve drugs. And so it's frustrating because if you lock somebody up, chances are they're not going to get any better. They'll be off the street for a while, and sometimes that just needs to happen. But a lot of individuals, they needed treatment more than they needed prison. And that's what programs such as Wisdom in Living Life Ministries is doing. And it's saying, we're going to take you where you are, we're going to introduce you to the power source, relationship with Christ, and then we're going to equip you to where you don't have to go pick up who you used to be, but you can go forward into who you're becoming.
The best part is to go up to the facility and see somebody that you know that you've seen for years over and over and over, and they're sitting in a group meeting and they are participating. They're reading the Bible, they're giving their testimony, they're telling their stories, and that's the blessing.
So the community gets back a productive citizen instead of housing yet another statistic in a jail cell. But more importantly, wives and husbands get their spouses back. Children get their mother and father back. And parents, they get their children back.
I had a son that was on drugs. And without Wynn, he would be dead. There's no doubt in my mind.
I was a miserable wretch, you could say. Hooked on crystal meth, cocaine, did anything I could get my hands on.
I was afraid that that one phone call that I was going to get would be a final phone call. But thank God it never, he found Wynn before I got the phone call.
I always thought that I would be stuck, stuck in that addiction, that there was no way out. Wynn expressed to me that, I didn't have to, settle for that. And that's what really motivated me and made me drive toward that goal to be a new creation. Yeah.
God teaches me in 2 Corinthians 5:17 that if anyone, any man, any person be in Christ, they're a new creature, and old things pass away. And I love that word behold, because that says you can see it. Behold, it says all things become new. And that's what happened. That's what I teach other people.
It is a thing that Wynn himself has been through.
I've always used an analogy. If you want to learn how to work on a car, you don't talk to a painter. I was in prison by addiction for many years. Matter of fact, over 18 years. 1988, I was given a 3% chance to succeed. They said I was institutionalized, that all had been in prison or program or dead, and on top of that, I had an incurable disease called alcoholism or drug addiction. And I tell you what, that's like a death sentence. It might as well tell someone they got cancer. And that incurable part, telling me that there's no cure. But in 1988, a heroin addict and a drunk, while cuffed and shackled in the backseat of a sheriff's car, I cried out for God. And he spoke to me, he said, I'm going to show you I'm real, I'm going to change your life.
With Wisdom in Living Life Ministry, we are people who've been there, and we are someone who can offer hope. We are a place to come to, so that you don't have to walk down this path by yourself, that there's somebody to walk down that path with you hand in hand.
And what we've done is try to duplicate what God done in my life to many others, and it's working, it's happening. That's why we're so excited about the opportunity of Beyond Recovery, to teach people that concept.
I'm seeing smiles on faces. I'm seeing moms and dads and brothers and sisters who are just thrilled with the change in their family member. Every day is a new day, and I'm excited about our future. I'm excited about, where we're going next.
I think I have a great responsibility to share with others about freedom, and that's what it's about. It's Move Beyond Recovery experiences new life, and no one is offering what we're offering. We're offering a cure. We're offering this thing to end once and for all.
Wisdom in Living Life has done so much for so many, but we want to be able to help even more people by providing a place for those who finally want to win their battle against drug and alcohol addiction, as Wynn says, once and for all. Addiction has no boundaries. Beyond Recovery will reach out to families and to individuals, and do it in all walks of life, in all economic groups, from the professional engineer or attorney to the corporate executive, tradesmen, people in service industries, students, even college professors.
Our goal is to have a place, and we're going to call it Beyond Recovery. We have 50 acres. We've broken ground. Our first project is a 40-bed residential for men.
Beyond Recovery will be a Bible-based residential training facility dedicated solely to helping individuals overcome their addiction to alcohol and other drugs, including prescription pharmaceuticals. You can share in the successful realization of this first-of-a-kind facility and help make a difference to individual lives, to families, and to the community as a whole with your contributions and, of course, your prayers for the Wisdom in Living Life Ministry. To find out more about the Wisdom in Living Life Ministry's new Beyond Recovery facility, or if you know someone who's in need of counseling for drug or alcohol addiction, call 864-271-HELP or go to www.wisdominlivinglife.org. For those who might think they are beyond hope and beyond help, now there is a place that offers both and a chance to truly go beyond recovery.